And for its part, the Human Rights Commission is now looking into possible violations on the part of the PNP. Let's get more insights from Commissioner Robredo Cadiz, who joins us now over the phone. Sir, good afternoon, Commissioner.
Good afternoon, Sean.
Yeah, let's just get one thing clear. So she was arrested in San Juan, but she was found to be in Agusan. How did that happen?
What do you mean? I don't know how it happened. Probably the intelligence elements of the military and the police were able to determine where she was, and just they effected the arrest. But our concern really is the manner by which the arrest was effected against the good doctor. Our initial information based on the interview of our regional office in Caraga, Region 11, she confided that the arrest was effected very violently. When she demanded to be shown the warrant of arrest, they refused to show her such warrant. She demanded that the arresting officers identify themselves. They also refused. She demanded that she be given access to her lawyer, and she was also refused. And when they asked the arresting officers where she was going to be brought, they gave misleading information to her and the family. So these were the initial information, and if these are true, then there is indeed an abuse of her rights or a violation on the part of the arresting government officers.
Right. Commissioner, what lapses are you looking at as early as now? And basing off of that, what charges can be filed against these erring officers?
Well, there are many charges, no? Assuming that the allegations are proven to be true, and there was indeed abuse in how the warrant of arrest was effected against her person, then the first violation is against her constitutional right to due process of law, which is also reflected in the protocol of the PNP in conducting such arrest. They can be held criminally liable for violation of these constitutional rights, and for the rules of procedure as defined under the PNP rules guidebook. There are also other penal provisions which could have been violated, but that is now a matter for the lawyers of Dr. Castro to evaluate.
All right. For your part, Commissioner Cadiz, are you guys already in touch with the PNP regarding the status of Dr. Castro? And if so, can you provide some details or share some details with us if you are at liberty to do so?
Yes, we are. Our investigators were immediately able to meet with Dr. Castro upon her arrival. She was given access. The initial report that we received was that regarding the dialogue between our officers and Dr. Castro, the police seemed to be very courteous and cordial. I mean, at the regional level, they provided her all the humanitarian requirements. The regional health officer gave her the medicine and the vitamins and the blood pressure monitor and the sugar blood monitor, etc. She requested for certain kinds of food that would be addressing her diabetic condition. She requested for vegetables, kamote, etc. And I believe that all these were granted by the detaining officers in Bayugan. Now, regarding the actual cooperation in the handling of the case, That still remains to be seen. It's just Monday. The effect was conducted over the warrant was effected during the weekend, and we will be coordinating with her lawyers and the PNP. Since the lawyers have already intervened, our primary role right now is to see to it that that her detention facilities are in proper order, that she is not tortured, that she is not subjected to intimidation, and her right to due process are basically fundamental rights are respected.
All right, that's good to hear, Commissioner Cadiz, and we will, of course, have to watch out for certain developments in that regard. But just dialing it back a little bit, do you think that Dr. Castro's arrest is a matter of concern in relation to the highly contested anti-terror law?
Well, yeah, there is a nexus between that because she is being alleged as a member of the Communist Party of the Philippines, no less than the Central Committee. And as you know, our government has been lobbying the international community to classify the CPP as a terrorist organization. And there, the nexus is, and as you know, under the terror anti-terrorism bill or law is a draconian measure in the sense that certain fundamental rights are placed into greater compromise for alleged members of a terrorist organization. But it's hard to speculate if the anti-terrorism law will be invoked in this case because so far what seems to be at play insofar as the law is concerned is the case of the anti-kidnapping and the kidnapping and the illegal detention law under Republic Act 1084. I don't see any invocation at this point of this newly enacted law, the anti-terrorism law. If it will, then they will have to file another case invoking violation of that law.
All right.
But let me, Sean, let me raise just one thing that I observed, and this is just a preliminary, a cursory comment on the warrant of arrest. I was able to, I haven't seen actually, but I saw a snapshot, a photograph over Viber that was sent to me of the warrant of arrest, and I noticed that the case had so many accused people. It would seem to me as a first impression that the basis for arresting and alleging the doctor's involvement in the kidnapping and illegal detention is her alleged membership in the Communist Party, with the Communist Party. Parang because the Constitution, I don't know. I don't want to lawyer for her. I'm just making my observations as a human rights commissioner. It raises some red flags on my part to see that a warrant of arrest would be issued against a group of maybe 20 to 30 persons on the basis of a membership in an organization, alleged membership in an organization such as the CPP, NPA, when the law that is being invoked is kidnapping and illegal detention.
Right.
This is something that we will be looking into, and I would suggest the lawyers of the doctor to also examine. I would be very interested in looking at the records of the proceedings involving the prosecutor and the judge when they applied for an issuance of warrant of arrest against Dr. Castro.
All
This
right.
is something that should be looked into.
Right, Commissioner, having said all of that, what is the next step of the CHR, with regard to this case and helping out the cause of Dr. Castro or the case of Dr. Castro? What next concrete step are you guys looking at the CHR?
Well, aside from continuing to monitor her case, to send the message to the government that all her rights should be respected, the Commission may also, assuming she will qualify upon review, avail of financial assistance from our office because we do have a small budget for assisting potential human rights victims. So that is one. We may continue to meet with and dialogue with the government, with the Philippine National Police, with the Armed Forces of the Philippines, to ensure that all the processes as defined under our Constitution and laws are properly observed in treating the accused, Dr. Castro.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your time with us as well as those insights. CHR Commissioner Robredo Cadiz over the phone. Thank you so much, Commissioner.